there's that element of escapism and the illusion that a lot of these mediums sell us, that, regardless of how aware or how carefully you analyze your behavior, you can still be magnetized by their pull. And again, it certainly happens in my experience where if I'm too down, if I bring myself down and I don't feel good, the obvious or immediate thing to go towards is some form of escapism that brings an immediate hit of dopamine, whether it's social media, whether it's relationships, whatever it may be. That gravitation, as opposed to sitting and going through that phase, feeling and trying to analyze it and trying to come out, that's something I feel like a lot of people struggle with. And what are some actionable sort of steps in this regard? You mentioned meditation, breathing. I'm sure nutrition and what you put in your body as well plays an important role. So if we could talk about that a little bit as well.
Yeah, and that's the energy formula, is like that. It's actually an acronym. My book is experiment. So I get into blood work, working with a functional medicine doctor, integrative medicine, if you want to call it that, doing genetics, looking at what supplements do and don't work for you, like how to find this research. Then going into nutrition, the N in energy is paleo, keto, Mediterranean, vegan, understanding what might work for you, and how to execute on it. I get into all the details. Then exercise, like high intensity interval training, blood flow restriction, intraset stretching, all the cool hacks, like to get more hypertrophy or more strength out of your workouts. And then going into routines, which is like morning and nighttime routines, creating a sleep fortress that really amplifies the sleep quality and quantity that you're getting. And then growth, as in growth mindset, like stoicism, the obstacle is the way. I get into CBD, nootropics, MCTs, extended fasting. And then lastly, it's your tribe. And that's like the community and blue zones and how people live to be super centenarians over 100, and all of that interesting data there. So it's that's the energy formula. But I mean, to your point, it certainly is all of these inputs, like both mentally that I went through before, like the people around you, your experiences, the podcasts you're listening to, certainly, but also obviously like the water you're drinking, the food that you're eating, how you're exercising, how you're treating your body. Like I talked about before, if you're not putting yourself into states of ease, then you're putting yourself into states of dis-ease, and it literally breaks your body down. But we need periods of difficulty or adversity to grow stronger, to be more resilient, which is kind of the through line in the book, is being harder to kill or anti-fragile, more resilient to diseases, to stress, to all these things. And so you need periods of what I would call hormesis in the book, where you're getting those adversity challenges that make you stronger. Just like going to the gym, it's adversity and your body responds to get stronger. But then you get to a state of homeostasis where you're more balanced and you're relaxed and you're in a state of ease. But then you have periods of hormesis or challenge, so that you can get to a new state of balance and ease, and you can take on stress better and easier. And if we don't challenge ourselves, then we become weaker over time. And that's why the obstacle is the way, like as a type of train of thought, like stoicism is where we find ourselves in the obstacle, in that journey. That's where we find our purpose, our passion, how we get stronger. We don't wish for a shortcut around the obstacle. We don't wish for no obstacle to be there. We realize that the obstacle is the way. And that's the game changer, is like that hormesis to homeostasis. That what I talk about in the book is like your allostatic load, which is your stress bucket. That's your capacity for stress. And for some of us, we have a very small stress bucket. And so we get stressed out too easily, and not just stressed out like mentally. I mean, literally physically, like your system can get overtaxed. You can get viruses or bacterial pathogens that will, make you sick much easier. But when you have a big stress bucket, it's very hard to make overflow. And that's from challenging yourself in small periods. But also, like I'm saying, like if you're too challenged too much, that's like overtraining, that's sickness, that's disease. So it has to be states of ease and short periods of adversity.